Alright, good morning, God Shadow here. We are up for another round of Modern with Grixis control and Friction Scriptures. Card that has, well, somewhat impressed yesterday. We'll see if it continues to impress. The meta right now, like in this morning, I just played a league by myself and played against Storm, Blue, Moon, then Pyromancer Ascension combo and Goblins, like only red all the way. Super aggressive. Didn't turn out so well. It was a 1-3 record, which I haven't had in a while. And I was so pissed. Like I was initially recording it, but I was so pissed about my opponent's draw steps that I just went silent for like 4 or 5 minutes or something and just kept playing. So I thought that probably wouldn't be the best customer experience, as they say, just viewer experience. Oh my goodness, that's the same dude. That's the same fucking dude. Oh, Magic Online. Alright, so this guy is playing Pyromancer Ascendancy combo. We're gonna need to get rid of his Pyromancer Ascendancies, of course, because they are, no matter where you are in the game. He has 2, that's just great. So I guess we're getting rid of a Thought Scour. Oh my goodness, this is already looking so bad again. Like we cannot get this off the board. Yeah, come on. No, we gotta try. If we let the Pyromancers just enter the battlefield, it's over anyway. Or we just lose. Now he's going to Thought Scour. Of course, the second Pyromancer Ascension's just a Thought Scour, Lightning Helix. Just a bonbon for him. But there's literally nothing that we can do about this. Fucking shit. Yeah, now we draw the Inquisition. That's not good. Too late, too little. So, I mean, I'm trying to. I don't even know if we. Oh, that's something that we can counter. Come on, fetch it. Fetch it. So he knows about our Nimbles because I already did that to him last turn. I don't think he knows if we do have it in our main deck though. Okay, and that's a Remons. Nothing we can do about it. Let's try to blank him a little bit here. He's playing Lightning Helixes and white, and Bedlam Revelers as well. So yeah, we're trying to make the best unfair impression that we have access to, that we can actually do. Would like to draw a Cryptic Command and the land in order to bounce and then get the let's see if he fetches. Okay. Opponent fetching here. As I said, like it's not the best matchup, right? We need dispels, we need counter squalls, we need these, all of these basically. We need this one as well, and probably a Scorpion God. Oh yeah, like basically all sideboard. This is horrendous. Alright, so let's fetch for a basic swamp here. Got a couple things that we can actually do. So there's a Thought Scour. Interesting that he just lets us take it. There's a Bedlam Reveler, of course, a good card. He needs double red for that though, so we're gonna take the Thought Scour. He already has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so all doesn't matter. What we're gonna do though is we're gonna counter the Bedlam Reveler trigger. Playing Jace here into all of his removal doesn't make any sense anyway. That's pretty good. So I'm gonna go top, top, so that we can get rid of the Pyromancer Ascension. Which is priority number 1, I feel, right now. Yeah. Taking the 3 off of Lightning Helix, he gets a counter here. So it's really like, so now he wants to, of course, go for the Bedlam Reveler, right? Let's think about this, how we're going to approach this. If we let the Flooded Strand resolve here, then he can go Bedlam Reveler. I mean, us thinking here, making like, he might also be just weary of Nimble Obstructionist. But I think like we would rather want to counter the, yeah, let's just counter it. Because then we can counter the Bedlam Reveler, it's still better than he's played the land already, so he can't do it. We could play the Jace here, probably beneficial. But that would cost us a little bit of life again, so actually I'm not going to do it. Would have been hit by a bolt anyway. Yep, moving on to 8. So now this is an important turn. We need to, yes, well, he needs to use double red. There's Thing in the Eyes, which is interesting, but not a problem as of now. Now we go counter bounce. Counter this, bounce this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then on the way back, we're going to counter the Pyromancer Ascension. Then we only need to get rid of the Thing in the Eyes. Alright, we do have the means to get rid of Thing in the Eyes, as well as the Pyromancer Ascension. So we're going to go, target player discards this one. Then bolt it, and then play Jace. Man, we're on fire here. We're on fire. So now we also have access to like multiple ways of getting, Liliana. Yeah, I think that's worth getting rid of Logic Not here. He discarded an island. Now we can go play Zero Visions. I think is what I want to do. There's another Zero Visions. Terminate not as relevant anymore. Lightning Bolt, we still need to win somehow, but probably also not something that we would want to have right now. Bottom and then Creeping Target on top. Alright. Let's see. So we have a clock going soon. There's a Pyromancer Ascension. Playing a land, discarding here. Having access to Cryptic Command next turn again. Hopefully he didn't draw a Faithless Looting. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Alright, so what we're gonna do now here is play this one. Return Cryptic Commands. Cryptic, return, and draw. 1, 2, 3, 4. Doesn't really matter to us, so we're gonna bolt and then make him discard. And it's his turn, and next turn we're gonna attack for 6. Zero missions, sure. I mean, Bedlam Reveler, of course, flips it a little bit on. Well, that doesn't really matter. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Gonna go attacking. Opt. Looking for something good here. Another Faithless Looting into nothingness. Alright, and we win the game. Well, you've seen, right? It's a struggle. Like, you need to get rid of so many things. We need Phyrexian Scriptures, also because he's playing a couple of big creatures. So that I want to cut a little bit on our Terminates. Not the greatest in the matchup. Definitely want to have Dispels for certain things. This one. Cut a little bit on Logic Knot. Though it's a good card in the matchup. Cut a little bit on Jace. Oh my goodness. How are we gonna sideboard? Lightning Bolt I think is super bad. I think Lightning Bolt is actually super bad in the matchup. Like, we only hit Bedlam Reveler and Thing in the Eyes, but those cards we want to hit with Terminates and Phyrexian Scriptures anyway. So we might just get rid of those. Piankiran are good card in and by itself, but probably a little bit too clunky. Cryptic Commands, well, lets us bounce this stuff, so I'm gonna keep that in. 7, 7 here. Still gotta get rid of 5. So we're gonna get rid of 4 bowls here. Like, almost never doing this. And then 1 Collective Brutality, because it's also not doing so much. Like, the important stuff is an enchantment and creatures, and not so much sorcery or instant cards. So what are we gonna do here? We need to deploy Phyrexian Scriptures, preferably, of course, on a board where Thing in the Eyes or Bedlam Reveler are already in play. But that's also somewhat weird, because then we would also need creatures to be in play in order to not just lose to those cards. Well, I mean, Phyrexian Scripture is still good for the exile clause, but alright, let's keep. Again, we need to try to get rid of their turn 2 play rather than us setting up our draws. which is not something that we also usually do. But this matchup is really fucked, man. Really annoying to play against, especially for a Grixis shell. Alright. Well, I'm gonna fetch for a Blood Crypt here, so that we have access to all three colors at least. Let's see what opponent has. Okay, so that's not a lot. I think we're gonna go with the Faithless Looting here, because that's the best for Bedlam Reveler. It does have a Lightning Bolt though, so Jace not a great play on our turn 2. He of course always wants to have one copy in hand, one copy in his graveyard. Him now playing the second Mana of Foes here, indicating that he's going deep on the Bedlam Reveler. We already have a Terminate for that one though. Oh, there's a Bolt. Okay, so I think we're gonna go with the Jace here. Of course, I mean, you know, he could also just have another Bolt copy in hand and is preparing for that one, but nonetheless. Alright, so that's probably in. Pyromancer Ascension bolting our Jace now. Nope. So Jace lives through the turn. Okay, so what's more important to us here? Probably want to set up our draw in a way that we can find. So this is irrelevant. This is also irrelevant right now. We're gonna keep it because of the Bedlam Reveler, but definitely not happy to see it here. Let's pretend we had a counterspell. And we drew the Snapcaster Mage off of these Arrow Visions, right? I do think. Otherwise we could have also... Oh no, well it doesn't make a difference. Not really. I mean, the almost, oh, yeah, Pyromancer. And Lightning Bolt, sure. So he has one card left in hand, and now of course Kolaghan's Command would be great. Just be great, exceptionally good. What we can do is, if he's deploying the Bedlam Reveler next turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah, no worries. So he's probably going to do that, right? We are going to counter the trigger, take 3 for the turn, and then try to go with terminate, their stuff. So he went really deep here, right? We might also bring in the Zedicasters. Should we be blocking the... No. Still need to get rid of Bedlam Reveler trigger. Well... Oh yeah, that's being copied already. Great. Also know things that we can. Think I'm gonna go Faithless Looting here. And then, so have a look at his hands. Lightning Helix, Lightning Bolt, of course, bad for us. Going down to 3, also not great. We're gonna take the Lightning Helix here. So last time so apparently he boarded out the thing in the Isis and brought in young Pyromancers, and I'm actually good with that. So we wanted to be more aggressive here. That is fine. This is a gamble, of course, but him copying a Lightning Helix, just our death sentence. So here, this doesn't really make a difference. We also cannot kill the young Pyromancer yet. Need to keep this up. Do have another Snapcaster Mage in hand. Well, kind of need him to draw a land and play the Bedlam Reveler. Okay. It's good that he's not attacking with the young Pyromancer, otherwise we couldn't be fetching by the end of turn and then couldn't get rid of the Bedlam Reveler. So we're going down to 1 here, fetching a Watery Grave, then countering the trigger. So that's just death for us. Now we do have a Logic Knot, which is a little bit late on the party. We can kill 1. We do have Zerum Visions. What could we be drawing? What would help us here? Don't think there is anything. We're also significantly behind in time, so I'm just going to concede here. There's a Dispel. Also a little late to the party. Alright. Is it Steadycaster? Definitely going to come in. Just going to board. Ah, Jace. Board at 1 Nimble. Interesting that he chose to go for, I guess, just 1 as its Steadycaster. We do have the Phyrexian Scriptures still. I'm not willing to play Scorpion God here. Yep. I'm gonna keep. Still, main objective is to get rid of the Pyromancer Ascension. Opponents on a mulligan, finally. The first time in our games. And put a card on top. Well, that is not much of a mulligan, right? There is a Counter Squall. Definitely need more lands. So either blue source. We don't have another mono red source, so any mana source here is great. Come on, mana source. Close. He put 2 cards on the bottom of his library. So maybe he doesn't have a blue, no, or a red source, I was gonna say, yet. Let's see what he's going to deploy here. He's gonna kill our Jace. He's gonna deploy a Pyromancer or an Ascension. Both is feasible. Both are feasible, I mean. So there's Ascension. Interesting. Come on, lands. Come on, lands. This deck. So we do have the Zedicaster. Don't know which one's more important. We do want to have all counter spells. We also do want to have Cryptic for the Pyromancer Ascension at a certain point. Kolaghan's Command, of course, can get back our Zedicaster, and that appears to be like the only disposable threat right now. There's a young Pyromancer. Opt, Remand. So it doesn't really matter. The first one doesn't trigger. There's just Remounts. That's important. I want him to play young Pyromancer if possible. I'm gonna take the Remounts. Alright, so is it Zedicaster, of course. Still good, but we can get it back. So that's still the easiest resource exchange that we do have here. Okay, he's going after our young Pyra. It's always the fucking same all the time. Like, we're envisioning, we're jacing, we're, you know, looking at all the cards in our deck, and yeah, it's still not finding any of our lands. Yep. Island. Thought Scour. Yep. Milling over 2 islands. That's actually not so bad. I cannot believe what I'm seeing here. Just cannot believe it. So we are going to try and kill the Pyromancer here, because we actually have something to kill with. So he does have a remand, apparently. Oh, he just wants to shoot our face. Alright. Also found a Dispel. There is a card, so we're gonna return a creature. I think so, right? Just to prevent future young Pyromancers to be of relevance. Yeah. And of course, once we've gotten rid of the elemental tokens, there's another Pyromancer Ascension. So, okay, we're gonna play the Zedicaster end of turn. We do have counter spells up, counter magic, so we might want to counter whatever's coming our way here. Yeah, I know, like taking the damage here of the elementals, not the greatest. But it's a small. Oh my goodness, he also has remounts. But that's not triggering yet. Now, of course, all this stuff gets better, bigger, meaner. I'm gonna make him use his mana in the upkeep in case he does have it. Well, now it's just gonna get bad. Yeah, yep. And he still has access to a lot of removal spells. Sure. 3 bolts, most of the time just indicating that, you know, it's close to over. Doesn't really matter for us here. We're gonna fetch, kill the tokens, and then counter the bolts. So we're going down to 3. We're dead to all kinds of things. Well, I mean, we can still hope. He's also playing 4 Pyromancer Ascensions. He's still playing Pyromancers. You know, all that sort of thing. But having access to 3 Zero Vision's probably gonna shortcut it here. Yeah, and this is what I mean, right? You stumble for 1 turn, can't keep up. He's just resolving 2 Pyromancers, and it's gonna be over. It is gonna be over. There's no way that he doesn't have a bolt here. Yeah. So very complex for our side, not so complex for our opponent's side of the play. I mean, he doesn't care, right? He's just dumping spells in his graveyard and then copying them end of turn. Not end of turn, but you know, as soon as he has Pyromancer Ascension up. I might also, oh no, Modern New Cube is not a thing anymore on Modo. Otherwise, I would also like do a Modern Cube on stream, because that was actually quite fun. Yep, I'm thinking we're gonna keep this. Losing the first round is like, seems, oh my goodness, and now we're up against Tron. Doesn't get any worse, or it always does. All right, let's sit back and enjoy the show. We're not on the play here, otherwise we could nimble the expedition map. This way though, we can only counter a Karn in case that comes down. Cannot counter anything else really. Okay. Ancient Stirrings, looking for a threat. There's Karn Liberated. Of course, can play this turn. Do have 1 counter spell, but having 1 counter spell against Tron on turn 3, most likely not good enough. So it's scrying as well. Yeah, cannot deny him that. So thing is here, there's another expedition map and another expedition map. Holy smokes, holy smokes. So let's see. He's gonna have 8 mana, we can counter it next turn. We could also try to let Karn resolve, him to be greedy and just exile a land of ours, and then counter that. He goes down to 3, we can bolt it, still have Logic Not up. Yeah, so I'm gonna let this one resolve. Let him have a look. No Ulamog. Well, we cannot counter it anyway. So we're hoping for a Thoughtseize off the top. Cryptic Command, to be honest, not the worst. Not the worst. Getting rid of an expedition map here, probably not the best idea. I might be countering the second one though. If we had enough mana, we could also counter the Ulamog trigger, and then there's Ancient Stirrings. Yeah, cannot get any worse than Ulamog. Can't liberate it. Go on, fetch for the expedition map as well, yes. So we're gonna use our nimble here to try to find more counter spells, counter magic. Okay, we do have a couple of lands, so that's good. Now we only need a Snapcaster Mage in order to be able to do something. So he does have Ulamog mana here. We can bounce a land if we really want to. Those are 2 tap lands though. Do we want to... How are we able to... Yeah, well, we do have the mana, so I think we're just going to counter draw, right? He is playing Karn next turn. We can kill Karn off of 2 lightning bolts if he doesn't take up. If we save our creeping top bit, then we have to play it. We do not have cryptic mana up. Still need to draw a counter spell though. Counter target spell, draw card. There's another cryptic. So, just as we hoped it would be, another Ancient Stirrings. Commune with Dinosaurs, Raffle Mao. Oh my goodness. I've just seen this being pretty good at the SCG Tour this past weekend, in a Timur dinosaur shell, which was pretty neat. So let's see, we only, yeah. So we can actually fetch for another Steam Vents here. What did he get though? Oh, he didn't get a card with Commune with Dinosaurs. Well, that also can happen sometimes. Opponent's thinking hard about his decision here and decides to not play anything. Alright, let's fetch a Steam Vents. Whoops, that was not a Steam Vents. Well, still good though. Still good. So we do have a Thoughtseize here. I think, yeah, I'm just gonna get rid of the Warm Coil Engine here, counter the Karn. though the one call, like, I'm gonna take the Karn away. Reason being, we can actually, if he draws another Karn or something, then we rather counter the Karn and deal with the one coil engine just as a 3-for-1, which, you know, is not good, but we can at least deal with it. Commune with dinosaurs. Oh man, this is so much fun. So there is the warm coil engine. The warm coil engine. All right, so we're out of counters. Apparently now our deck decides to give us all the. All right, we do want to have both actually. We will have access to both next turn as well, so we're gonna deploy the Jace here. Probably gonna discard an Inquisition. What's that? Alright, Chromatic Sphere. Hopefully just drawing into black, so he also plays a little bit of removal. But it appears to be a land in his hand. Alright, so activating Jace, discarding Inquisition. Not good against any of his important threats. And we're going to try to protect our Jace as long as possible and just ultimate it. We do have a couple of things, and he only has 35 cards left in his deck. So actually we can instant kill him then. So 3 turns to go. Chromatic Star is alright. Churn through your deck, mate. Jace in your face. Ancient Stirrings. This is actually almost worth to counter, right? But I still don't want to do it. If he finds another Olamog, of course that's bad for us, but we can still get rid of most of it. And any other threat we can just counter. Alright, so there's Nugian, which can also easily be countered. And then next upkeep, we're gonna discard whatever he's going to draw there. Cryptic Commands. Okay. Counter draw. We could of course also counter bounce the Snapcaster Mage. But Nimble is decent. In case this with the Jace doesn't pan out, then we still need to kill him at some point. And we can also kill the Snapcaster. Okay, draw step. We're gonna make him discard and return our Nimble. Alright, opponent just scooping here. We've got there, unprepared against Tron. I'm gonna take Counter Squall here. Surgical is a thing. Want to have all of these. Scorpion God, of course, being the reason, because he's probably gonna bring in Thornotseers and Thragtusks, and Scorpion God's just better than all of them. I'm gonna get rid of Liana the Last Hope, Pink Lar, one of these, probably. Okay, one Inquisition might be worth to discard, but in the beginning we need some sort of interaction. I'm still gonna discard Pink Lar here. And I think that's it. let's go like this. All right, we do have some interaction. Hopefully he doesn't have turn 3 Tron again. So we might be able to get rid of a Sylvan Scrying here. Okay, he does have almost Tron and 2 Ancient Stirrings. Interesting. Depending on whether or not, I mean, turn 3 Karn's still thing, so we can probably not deploy our Jace there. But that depends on what he draws or finds with the Ancient Stirrings here. It might be worth the risk. So, what did he find? What did he find? Chromatic Star, okay. So this is a tough spot. Tough decision. If he goes Karn next turn, we just lose. If he doesn't go Karn next turn, he only has a mine, then he can't do anything. I don't actually. Are we playing this risky or cautiously? No. We're gonna be cautious. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm still gonna take the Karn. Reason here being that once we can kill the Warm Coil Engine, we can actually nimble the trigger, and that's all right then. Okay, wait a turn. Wait until our turn, please. Don't do it now. Yes. 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 Okay. 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 Keeping the dream alive. All right. All right, opponent. Heads up play. Heads up play by opponent there. Or just doing it now. Awkward. Getting a Steam Vents again. And cycle. Nimble Obstructionist going the long run here. Alright, he's got nothing to counter an activated ability, and we do have Nimble again. That's not a Tron piece. We cannot prevent Chromatic Star from that trio. We can actually counter. Just saying. Okay, so he has 4 mana here right now. So now I'm gonna go for the Jace and have the Cryptic Command up for the turn afterwards. Hope that he didn't find Tron in the meantime. I mean, he only has 4 outs in his deck, right? And still 45 cards. Someone's crying here. Yes. Sad, 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 sad. And the way he tapped it might indicate that he's still going for a 7 mana spell instead for Warm Coil Engine. Nope. Alright. There's another expedition map. Alright. So, okay. That That's an interesting draw at least. Let's see first what we can do here. Okay, so we can bounce the Won't Call engine, then make him discard, then have a look at his hands with the discard spell, and then decide on whether or not we want to use Surgical, and then which way and fashion we want to use it. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. So we're going to discard the Mountain here, just because all the other cards are so good. Then we're going to play Swamp, gonna bounce him, return target card. Or is it more important to color guns here the expedition map and do all of this next turn? For him to not find the Sanctum of Ugin. Like blowout turn, of course, is Sanctum of Ugin next turn. We take 4, go down to 8, then we can bounce it and still make that play. Of course, if he attacks Jace, then we cannot make that play anymore. But would he do that? Oh man, this is tough. We wouldn't have Cryptic up either way. He could have a dead card in hand, and it's definitely not a Karn, otherwise he would have played the Karn. If it's an Ulamog though, then we just die next turn. So I think we're gonna go with a more risky line here. It could be an irrelevant card, right? Nature's Claim, okay. Completely irrelevant, might have not been worth it. I'm gonna take the Karn, end of draw step. Gonna go to 10, lure him into attacking us instead of the Jace. I think Sylvan Scrying, okay. So let's see what opponent does here. Playing the Sylvan Scrying. Probably getting a Sanctum of Ugin, I assume. Yep. So now it's all comes down to whether or not Wurmcoil attacks us or the Jace. And it attacks us. Yavol. Yavolo. Alright, so I think we actually did. It was super fine how we played it. Return, draw card. Return, draw card. Sure. And then we thought seize it. Then we go Serum Visions. Thought seize it. Call engine. Oops. Lightning Bolt, Inquisition. We want to have these Serum Visions. Alright, so we're fine with basically anything but a Wurmcoil engine, right? While Ugin is not great, but we can kill it. And he played Power Plant, so No place there. There's a cryptic command. There's a Fulminator Mage. Fulminator Mage can get rid of the tower, which is great. Then we won't have cryptic command up though for the next turn. He still has, with the Sanctum of Wooing, access to 6 mana. So we're gonna go top, top, top this, and then go Zero Visions next turn. Keep up Cryptic Mana as well as Nimble Obstructionist. Play Nimble Obstructionist the next turn. Prevent him from playing Karn unless Ugin unless he finds both. There's a Thragtusk, so this is gonna be a counter draw, making our decision a little easier. There is Fulminator Mage. We could also go after the Sanctum of Ugin, but we do have Nimble Obstructionist in order to get rid of that one. So I'm gonna play this one here first. Get rid of the tower. Then next turn we can go Kolaghan's Command, Fulminator Mage, keeping up the Nimble here. So we apply some pressure. And then we could also get rid of the green sources. Well, not anymore. Oh man, this is an amazing game. Feel like we outplayed him. Alright, so I'm gonna keep up the Logic Knot here, no matter what. Unless we draw another. Okay, Terminate's good, Creeping Top it's good, Countersword's good. So we're gonna go top, top. Get back Kolaghan's Command here. Deal 2 damage to him and return Fulminator Mage. So that we have that one next turn. Then we're going to kill the Sanctum of Ugin, because that is somewhat problematic as of now. Thoughtseize. Is that relevant? He does have 4/6 mana. We could counter it, but I don't think that we want to. If he takes the Logic Knot, then we kill the Sanctum of Ugin, yeah. So this is actually fine. Play this one, take up here. Cannot activate Wandering Ephemeral and keep up Logic Knot. So that's why I wanted to have Creeping Top it. We can of course go, oh yeah, that's what I should have done long ago. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just making sure. All good. Yeah, we can of course go Surgical Extraction the tower, right? And then it's probably Surgical. And now we're gonna go after the tower. So now he's left with 2 Ullmogs that he cannot cast, 2 Ugins that he... Alright, opponents got enough. Great. So 2 against Tron. As I said before, Tron certainly not a good matchup, but I feel like it's at least 60-40 in terms of win percentages. Like, yeah, I only seldom lose to Tron. Seldomly, I think. This first game, a little bit of an upfuck, of course. Clusterfuck. But Sulface's sake, playing Mardu Pyromancer. We beat him yesterday in the bonus round. We're gonna have a look at their hand, protect our Jace, and then hopefully run that one out. Okay, interesting. Gonna take the Moxopol here. Definitely a strong card. Want to do something against that one as well. But that's also 5 mana. So our opponent's a little off. Just a little. Hopefully up until that moment we do have access to our Logic Knot, and it appears to that we have. There's a Springleaf Drum, changing a little bit of the equation. Now he's going to take us with the... So people are always putting in white mana with the Springleaf Drum when they are activating manlands, so I just assume that it's the first color that comes up. Okay, Cryptic Command seems alright. I think I'm going to discard Inquisition here. Because he could have drawn another land or something. Yep, there's another land. So he has 4 mana already. There is Antiquities War. Oh, it's only 4 mana, alright. So I was actually mistaken. Yep. Delving, I mean, I always delve for 1 more than necessary, but just in case I, overlook something. But in this case, I actually want to churn through our deck a little more. Second red source actually doesn't sound so bad. We also need blue, of course, but Steel Overseer, not a problem. What is a problem is an Arpon Ravager though. But he's activating the Blinkmoth Nexus. Alright, so we're gonna go destroy and take 2, strip him off of all his good cards, and then have Cryptic Command up. And hopefully find a Pia Kiranlar rather soon. Okay, I'm gonna fetch for red here. Gonna discard Thoughtseize. So now we could go Colligan's Command, make him discard and kill something. I actually do not like it, but we can also do that end of turn without using our Jace. So this way it's a little bit safer, I would say. So this attack clearly indicating that he has something up his sleeve, that he actually wants us to block with the Tar Pit. Yep, there it is. Counter draw. There's another Colligan's Command. So I'm gonna do this here. do this. Ornithopter, not really of importance, but could have been something else as well, right? Igmoth Nexus, alright. So we're just taking 1 damage a turn here. Of course, still dead to 2 Galvanic Blasts, but that's the way of life. Just preventing 1 damage here again. I would like to have him activate this one so that we can actually kill his other stuff. We might just go for a Snapcaster Colligan's commands, because I'm actually, like, if he wants to kill us with Igmoth Nexuses. Alright, opponent's had enough. So, Phyrexian Scripture, certainly not a card that we want to bring in here. Although usually Damnation, pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, let's see. Liliana of the Veil, not good. Limbal Obstruction is not good. Cryptic Command, also not at its best. Gonna get a little bit lighter on our counter magic. We're already... okay. Well then, I'm just gonna bring in 1 Nimble, because it can't counter the Arcbound Ravage. Modular. Okay, decent hand. A little slow, but opponent's on the mulligan. And Antiquities War. I mean, apparently, like, for Affinity, Dominaria has had to be something of a renaissance, because no land. Okay. Now I want to see your hand, mate. Now I want to see your hand. Blood Moon with no land in hand. Ballsy, I'm gonna say. So I think I'm gonna take the Spring Leaf Drum here, because that's basically the only thing that he can play when he draws a land. Signal Pest, of course, as well, but what did he do here? Put a card on the bottom of the library, so he also cannot regenerate. Well, there is a mountain. And we cannot kill the mountain with our Fulminator Mage, so this is basically the worst outcome imaginable. Alright, we're gonna kill the Signal Pest here, just fetching for a basic swamp. He does, oh my goodness. Cranial Plating, great. Well, we can kill that one off. But Cranial Plating, definitely a problem. He's only got Blood Moon in hands. Which he could be taken away here, but we can also still do that next turn. I want to get rid of his additional mana source there before he can activate it and actually protect it. Although I guess he is just trying to. No. So 3-turn clock, 3 turns to find something. That gets us out of this mess. Lightning Bolt is a start, but certainly not enough yet. We do have a blocker though next turn. So if we get rid of 1 of 2 Blood Moons, then we might actually be able to block this next turn, and then kill it off with Lightning Bolt. Then we're at 4 life, of course. There's a Springleaf Drum, which makes it 5. Okay, so we need to draw into Pionk and Lar. We also need counter spells. We do still have a little bit of counter magic in our deck. We also need another red source in addition to another blue source. So I'm willing to fetch blue first. Basic blue land here. And make it count. Another Springleaf Drum. That doesn't help him as long as we can get rid of the Memnite. So this is one regeneration shield, right? Now we're gonna kill it. Then we're gonna go, well, thank you, Steadycaster. That was a little bit too late to the party. But now everything but Galvanic Blast, and I'm actually quite happy with it. I'm not gonna yet play the Steadycaster. I want to do it, like have him activate first. Yeah. Okay, so we're taking one more turn off, and then we're starting it to attack. Want him to go for it here first. But he's not. Alright. Not gonna go for it. Cryptic Commands. That is the card that we wanted to see. Now we actually do have a handle on the game. Of course, this also prevents us from playing anything, because that would be too risky. But now we can evade at least one Galvanic Blast. Moxopal, yes. Okay, now he's going for the Blood Moon. Okay. I'm gonna do this, of course. Oh, well, we do have Liliana and we do have the Fulminator Mage, and we can actually deploy both. That's pretty nice. Right? I don't know how important Terminate is, though. Still want to kill this land here, just in case. So I think I'm gonna go Liliana, get rid of our Terminate. Look at, there's an Edge Champion. Alright. It's also very possible that he is taking out a Galvanic Blast. Not a necessity, of course, but possible. There's Antiquities War. Well, that he's, I mean, he's playing blue basics, so it's still unlikely that he's not playing blue basics. There's Galvanic Blast, no? Another Trinket Plating. Alright, I was, you know, on the fence for a bit there. So what I'm going to do here, I actually do not know. Like, we're so dependent on his top deck. There's Blink Moth Nexus, also doesn't do anything right now. Alright, so this gives us protection from a bit and also increases our clock. So I actually play this out. gives us reach. So we could now, we need one more turn of discard. And next turn we're trying to get rid of his 2 red sources, I think. All right. Let's think this through. We do have a galvanic logic, which is good. We're definitely gonna separate here. And what are we gonna do? I do not care about Blinkmoth Nexus. I just care about Moxopal and the mountain. So in which way can we strand him here? I'd say Moxopal, mountain, Springleaf Drum, Blinkmoth. So this way, if he chooses this, he has access to 2 mana. Or this, because this way he still has access to red mana, but oh, this doesn't make any sense, right? Probably it's just gonna be this, because yeah. Yeah, he's gonna take the red mana source, so banking everything on it. We're not gonna leave our post here. We're just gonna run this through the whole. Well, I mean, he's dead next turn, so only turn he can win. Okay. One life here, 1 life. Can we win here? There's Galvanic Blast. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Whew. So, 1, 2, 3. Don't care. Oh my goodness. What a game. What a game. Awesome. That was just great. Oh man, that was fun. So affinity with Antiquities War, as I mentioned before, so many affinity lists are playing Karn Liberated. Also very good addition to the deck, in my opinion. Although Karn is also great for like colorless stuff like Eldrazi, excuse me, or what else? Or even, yeah, mostly Eldrazi probably. Because you do have a couple of artifacts. Oh no, Scred Red, that's what I meant. For Scred Red, it's also pretty good because these are decks that also utilize artifacts and want to have some card advantage power. And Karn Liberated definitely falls in that direction. So we're playing against Matt Rogers. Don't know who that dude is, but Matt Rogers. Alright. Opponent's down to 5 cards. Let's have a look. Five cards and starting over with a Hallowed Fountain. Wow. That might spell defeat here. We need to deploy our Watery Grave here in order to Liliana on turn 3. Plains is, I mean, you blue-white lists are playing, well, let's just try. On a mulligan to Oblivion, I'm actually willing to test it. Okay, apparently negate, alright. The one of negate, sure. So then this turn we're trying to deploy PNK on Lar. We could also have a look at his hand, but I'm actually pretty sure that he needs to have his one of mana leak here, otherwise, oh my goodness, come on. Good. Was about to say. Think twice. Alright, turning back the card advantage train here. Let's see what he comes up with. Could be playing Jace, of course, but doesn't have an additional mana source. We're gonna attack here. PNK Lar, just a very nice card. We do want to have access to Bolt as well as Logic Knot, so we're gonna take that one. We can also go, like, depending on how his hand lines up. Alright, Jace, Supreme Verdict, and Teferi. Interesting. Definitely gonna take the Snapcaster Mage here. Path to Exile. Probably gonna come in here end of turn, but I want to counter a Jace if it comes down with the Logic Knot. So I do not care for the Path to Exile. I actually actively want him to path us here. Because I want to have the land and his Supreme Verdict to be awkward. He has a couple of options. Either Field of Ruin or he could think twice here. He's probably going for the think twice, like, yeah. The line that makes the most sense here. He doesn't have any counter magic, so okay, there's a Fluttered Strand. If we had Nimble here, that would probably be his death sentence. So he's going to play the Supreme Verdict, and we could in response shoot a Thopter at him for some value, of course. But what we can also do is, we know the consistency of his hand here, 3 out of 4 cards. So I think we're gonna get 2 for 1 here. Return and have him discard. Because both of his planeswalkers need some sort of protection. Because they can only bounce 1. That's why PNK Lar is so great. Alright, so what are we doing here? We could, of course, also just wait with PNK Lar, right? What's the worst thing that can happen? Let's say Teferi goes up, draws a card, goes up to 5 loyalty. We can kill it because of the Bolt. He untaps 2 mana sources though. Yeah, I think we're just putting on pressure here. You know, yeah. I mean, he clearly has the more powerful spells, right? If he really wanted to go for something like that. So we have to try to outplay him left and right. Having a PNK Lar on board gives us a certain amount of versatility. Don't know what opponent's doing here. Don't think that he would be thinking about Field of Ruining. Could be though. So if he's deploying one of his Planeswalkers, we can definitely get rid of it. He would need a Planeswalker, like he would need a mana source now, Teferi, draw into a counterspell, then untap 2 lands, then have us attack Teferi. We're going to use a Thopter, so actually don't even need to use the Lightning Bolt there. Yeah. And let's say like he could also play the Fairy, find another path to exile, untap, path P and Kieran Lore, we're hitting him for 2 in the air, and then have Lightning Bolt as backup, as well as Lodging Knot for a Jace, in case that's a thing. So this is probably going to be Teferi, right? No, actually preferring Jace over Teferi, interesting. Draw 3 cards, sure. Gonna need those 3 cards in order to get rid of OP and Kieran Lore. Cryptic, great against Teferi. Yeah, just gonna attack Jace here. If we don't need, well, alright. So we basically brainstorm for 4 mana here. Still needs to get rid of P and Kieran Lore. There's Entreat the Angels. Let's see for how much he cast that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, everything? Sure. Yeah, I'm getting a clean shot here. Because we're also playing counter magic, my friends. And then we have Snapcaster up. Teferi actually found his home in Modern really fast. Really interesting to see that. What do I want to do here? I do not need, like we have 4 blue sources, so it's irrelevant if we, oh my goodness, another Jace. Well, I guess we're taking the Jace just so that we have a clearer shot at removal, at countering it. Teferi is certainly a great card. Made his way into Modern really fast. And that should spell death here for our hero. Quite a sad story. So super powerful, super clunky. What he's playing, like what a deck. When any of those resolve, it's just game over. All right, now we can actually finish it off pretty swiftly here. I'm gonna bolt him once, upkeep. Don't think that he has any outs. We only have 6 mana though, well, doesn't matter. Alright, so we definitely want to be heavy on counter spells here. While Scorpion God, if he's gonna, alright, let's think about this. Terminates, irrelevant, because we're gonna bring in Fulminator Mages. Dispels are relevant. Probably also want to have Collective Brutalities. One less Jace on the draw. Cryptic Command, superb. I'm still cutting down a little bit. Like, they could be bringing in Rest in Peace in case they do not really need it, like their graveyard, and they're pretty strong above ground. I do want to have all the discard spells I have available to me. And of course, like Supreme, if he's counting on Supreme Verdict over Path to Exile, then it might be worth to bring in Scorpion God, but Scorpion God is so bad against both Teferi and Jace that I might not actually want to bring it in. Kolaghan's Command not at its 100% best here in the matchup. Still good though. Piankiran Lar to... Well, so it's either Kolaghan's Command or Piankiran Lar, right? And since they complement each other pretty well, I'm taking Piankiran Lar and just have the little bit cheaper option to then get a 2-for-1 and return it to our hand. But it's still, like, you know, it's a tough matchup. Bold, certainly one of the best cards we can have here. Definitely not gonna board that out just because the Planeswalkers are so important. Looks like a keep. There's our first target for Fulminator Mage. Hope he's brought in many dispels and negates, so he cannot get rid of it. Okay, this might either be Spreading Seas or Search for Scanta. Okay, so he's just keeping up mana here. I don't know if he's seen Nimble yet. Might have, might not have. So, somewhat awkward there, his fetch. But, still fine. I'm going to deploy Snapcaster Mage end of his turn, just to see if it resolves. If it does... okay, think twice, alright. So think twice, this guy's super high on... I want to fetch for non-basics here. Okay. Weird. Gonna go with an island, so we do not have to fetch any of that for the against the Fila Rune. Doesn't he have counters here? Is it worth for us? Like, if he does have a counter, next turn we can Fulminator with a Dispel backup. We need double red though. We might also go after our Creeping Tower Pit, of course. Like, he auto toggled that one, right? Oh, let's see. Okay, he's actually flashbacking to think twice, sure. Hollow Fountain. Wrath of God, oh my goodness. Well, I assume that's fine to a certain degree. Yep. Gonna go kill his Celestial Colonnade here. If he's playing a Jace, then we do have, even if he ticks up, then we do have Creeping Tower Pit as well as Lightning Bolts. Yep, that looks like a Jace, sure. have a look at our top deck, if you will. Yep, we will shuffle it away anyway, no matter what he does. Because like the mind games, yeah, put a card on top, probably good card. Thinking about it, like what he should do, well, that's still fine. All right. Of course, it's not the greatest here, but we still need to get rid of it. And if he's having another Jason hand, then we can't do anything against it. Then we just have to slug through it. But if he takes off one turn here, come on, yes, think twice, perfect. Okay, desperately looking for his land here, which is very interesting. I'm gonna do yeah. So I'm gonna shock here. Gonna go with our own Jace, the tiny one, and then we have Dispel Logic, not Dispel. Well, think twice in Modern. I mean, I love the card, man. Really cool and all. But I don't know what kind of matchups he had, like, you know, to have that be a thing. So we're trying to protect our Jace here, if we can. He's cryptic commanding it. All right. I'm gonna leave the logic node up because of potential planeswalkers. Man, like this guy, I don't know how he wins against like Hollow One or anything. This is basically only destroying this one. Actually not having a good play here right now, so I'm having a look first. Alright, opt, and treat the angels. And treat the angels, certainly the best card here. So I'm gonna take that one. And then I'm gonna take an opt as well. Just so we get our value out of Jace. We've found a little bit too many lands for our taste. Field of Ruin, sure. We also have a couple of basics, so yep. No Teferi. Come on, man. Come on, man. Alright, Snapcaster Mage. One of the better draws here to have. Though, I mean, we don't really have a good target unless we are in the counter war. I'm actually expecting our opponent to draw significantly more clunky than we do. That's a good draw. This is a good draw. Now we can return Fulminator Mage end of turn and then have Snapcaster Mage do something. Glacial Fortress, only having 2 cards in hand. And I think like they already played 5 basics here. They shouldn't have too many as well, right? Return, well, maybe Snapcaster Mage is even more relevant here than our Fulminator Mage because he has just so much going on. Let's see what he discarded. A Plains. So I'm thinking about deploying Snapcaster Mage here, just going for a lightning bolt and turning up the heat. I think I'm gonna make a meme out of it, just turning up the heat. Alright. We're gonna protect our Snapcaster Mage here for a bit. Yeah, he's not using the Field of Ruin. Maybe he's waiting for us to deploy another manland. Not sure about that. Snap, Colligans. So it's a 2-turn clock if we deal damage to him. So we're gonna do that. Wanted to discard. Oh no, we did damage to him, sure. Alright, there's a lightning bolt. I'm gonna attack first here. Then we're gonna bolt. And win. Okay, super sweet. Don't know what he had in hand there. Yeah, with exception for the first game here, we like stormed everything 2-0. Already feeding the children as well. Trying to go for 4-1 here. Well, man, I don't know how you guys feel, but the last couple of days, I feel that a lot of the leagues were really fun. Really fun. Not happy with all of the matchups, of course, but can't always be happy. Alright, join the match and go for the last rounds. Yep, this is a mulligan. Thinking about topping this one. In the dark, if we do not know our opponent, which we do know now, is playing black, white, and Texas. So we need to find another removal. Turn 2 if Thalia drops or Title of the Scholar, the most prominent cards they were playing. Colgan's Command, certainly a good card. We want to have both of these. I'm gonna go, like if Thalia is coming, yeah, I'm gonna go top. If Thalia is coming, we can kill it with a bolt. If Thalia of the Scholar is coming, then he's taking the bolt. We can draw a card, then fetch and kill the Title of the Scholar, get our lightning bolt back. Turn 3, we're trying to kill the Ethar. Okay, you might also go with no plays. And if he's going to, like, if he's playing nothing, and then going for a 2-spell turn in his turn, could of course grab the second bolt. That doesn't save us from Thalia. And it also makes us a little bit slower, right? Yeah, let's see. Leonin Arbiter, of course, is a thing in Modern, also in Texas decks. So we might be cautious about that one. Well, we have to be. Let's see what comes our way here. Wasteland Stranger without any targets, so good that we didn't play Jace there. Oh my, yeah, good that there wasn't anything to exile, like, and we couldn't exile anything as well. Otherwise, he would have to kill himself, which is quite interesting. All right, so now I definitely want to use Colorgun's command, right? He of course could have access to Thought here. I do want to deploy the Jace as well. But maybe he doesn't have a 2-drop to play, which would like be a reason for his play pattern here. Yeah, let's pass first. See if he does anything. And then upkeep. I'm gonna fetch. Alright, so he does have something. And he's thinking about it. Alright, so I'm gonna fetch for 3 here, getting Blood Crypt. Not really necessary, but could also just go for Black Source, of course. Black Source. Doesn't feel right though. Doesn't feel right. Okay. So he's gonna bring something in with 2 mana. There's Leonin Arbiter, so that's pretty good. So we could go Colorgun's command right now, right? I think I want to do that. This requires him to have another land source and the Thoughts here in hand, which he could easily have, of course, but he might also not have. And if he does not, then we do have Logic not up, and he doesn't have. All right, so there's the land source. Probably a Thoughts here incoming. Hopefully not though. Displacer. That's way easier to deal with. That is way easier to deal with. All right, so we also have a Jace. Actually, just gonna bold it and keep up our 2 mana here. Jace might be worth it. Okay. Jace is worth it. Still nothing in exile for either player, so he needs to path it first in order to displace it. Might be a thing, might not be a thing. Leonin, alright. No Leonin Arbiter to go along with it, alright. And we do have everything except for a Black Source. There's another Displacer, by itself not so frightening. And there's an Inquisition. So, probably gonna take a look first. There's a Flicker Wisp. Alright, have a look here at what's going to come. Cryptic Commands. Want to have that one. Bottom the Jace, topping that. Bloodstained Mire. He's most likely going to activate the Shambling Bandit next turn anyway. So we're trying to have like everything up next turn. Need him to break for 1 turn. Then we good. Yeah. He might also activate Shambling Bandit now and activate the Ghost Quarter on our Wandering Fumarole. That's what I would do, but we're still gonna search. Alright, he's only gonna attack for 3 here, which I find awkward. But you do you, mate. You do you. Definitely gonna kill the Eldrazi Displacer next turn. And if he allows us to draw our Cryptic, alright, that's fine. So this is the mountain that will kill the Eldrazi Displacer. Oh, he's going to, oh my goodness. He's going to displace our Jace. Well, that's fine. That is fine. We still are getting the draw here. And if he wants to keep doing that, alright. It's not really a difference here. If we take 3, like it's a 1 life point, but 2 that he doesn't get. Pretty cool artwork, by the way. Like bottle gnomes. Don't know if anyone knows the old artwork of them. Beautiful card. Alright. We're checking the damage here. If he really wants to piss us off and just keep churning, like. We also have an Inquisition, so we can actually bounce it and then grab it off an Inquisition. So opponent thinking twice, thinking 3 times, and paying the cost after all. Alright, he is definitely gonna use the Ghost Border if we let Leonin Arbiter resolve. He also still has access to all the other stuff. So what we could be doing here is counter Arbiter, bounce Eldrazi Displacer. That way we can either bolt it or Inquisition it, and we don't have to worry about the Ghost Border. So I think counter bounce is what we want to do, where we want to be. Because otherwise we can't do anything in our turn here, and then he's only going to displace us again. So he either plays it now or he chooses to not to, but he does apparently. Okay. So we do get more and more look. Also a good card. Creeping Tar Pit, not the worst. Inquisition actually also good. Like, then we wouldn't have to flash it back, right? But could also bottom this. Yep. Activate Jace. Have a look. The problem is that, well, this is kind of awkward. We do have Logic Nut up in case he wants to play something. Cannot play Cryptic Command this turn. Cryptic Command is certainly one of the better cards in our deck here. So I don't want to pitch that as well. So I think I'm finding myself pitching Creeping Tar Pit, which is not optimal. Or the Logic Nut. What's the worst thing that could be happening? I thought not see it, right? And we would definitely want to get rid of that one. So we're pitching the Tar Pit here. Lightning bolting. Of course, we're gonna lose our Jace, but he's still drawn us a significant amount of cards. Done some good stuff. Yeah. All right. So just making sure, right? Might have also been able to pitch the Logic Nut, of course, but. Oh. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wait here a little bit. Don't have any cards in hand. If he's playing another land, then we're gonna bounce the Shambling Vent and gonna get rid of it through the Liliana, which is neat as well. But as of now, I wouldn't want to use her, and she would only take damage from the Shambling Vent, so she would be going down to 1. We wouldn't have Reprotection up. Actually, we've not drawn a lot of removal. Yeah, there's the thoughts here that we were scared of. So I think I'm just 2-for-1 here. If we draw bold, then Liliana is pretty good. Terminate is the same. Don't have a third black sauce though. Yeah, just gonna deploy her here. Have a logic not up. We aren't gonna tick her up. Then take 2 and kill the Shambling Man next turn. I can't imagine that a single Shambling Man is causing this many problems. But yeah. Lingering Souls. Certainly a card that's also really, really good against Liliana. 1, 2. I mean, he might choose to not replay it, so I'm just gonna go and counter the first instance here. Now we need to find something again. Our terminate is not really good. And we also do not really want to discard. Wow. Nimble Obstructionist. Our favorite card in any given situation. Yeah, well, I guess we're just sticking down here, taking 1 spirit with us. The other Liliana, of course, in this particular instance would be way better, but we might also just sacrifice our spirit here. Drowsy Temple doesn't do anything. We have the option of just killing the Shambling Man off and blocking the spirit, so we're gonna do that and be left with the logic knot for the next couple of turns. Kill this one, pass a little thing, and well, this one hurts, right? This one hurts a lot, but we save our Liliana, which might be important to us at a certain stage, because they only play, like, except for Lingering Souls, they only play these big types of creatures. Okay, that's a good card, of course. We're not going to take up Liliana. If he finds removal, then we can catch that off at a certain point. Otherwise, we're just going to go end of turn. Yeah, at the moment it doesn't matter. At least doesn't matter much. So what we're going to do here is Snapcaster Mage, Colligan's command, kill the Aether Vial, return Nimble. We could also be returning Jace, of course, but I want to have a little bit of damage going on. Return and destroy artifact. So, I mean, yeah, Aether Vial basically a dead draw here, but still is super annoying. Like, if you've ever played against Aether Vials, even late in the game, like if they take up, super annoying. Second Swamp here, nothing that we need in particular. Gonna discard that. Having Liliana on 2, always good. No, we're trying to turn the corner. Another Aether Vial, alright, this time you can have it. There's Nimble. There is another Nimble. Just keeping it as it is. As of now, like, if he at some point decides to activate the Ghost Quarter on the Wandering Funeral, excuse me, then we can still nimble it, but as it is now, there's no need to do so. We can also end of turn nimble again and just put a little bit of pressure on the board. Yeah, we're actually taking this one, that's fine. Playing another nimble, and then that's a 3-turn clock. He's killing our island, sure. Yes, we do have more islands. Alright. I'm not gonna attack with the Wandering Funeral this turn yet. I'm gonna attack with it next turn, then it's lethal, and we can force him, like if he keeps up a creature, we can force him to play it. And so we can assess the situation better. There's a Leonian Arbiter. Sure. Are we just gonna attack here? What's the worst thing that could happen? Probably nothing, right? Okay. I think I'm still taking the trade here. In case he draws something more important that he cannot just sacrifice his Leonian Arbiter. Or blink or whatever. So he found something else. Alright. So only card that would have objectively saved him there would of course have been Lingering Souls. I think we're bringing in Phyrexian Scriptures here. I do think they might be decently positioned. Noble Obstruction is certainly not the best card. I want to have the Scorpion God, although he's playing Path to Exiles. Collective Brutality also good against Tideholder Scholars and like all the little stuff. Gonna take out one Jace, need the Terminates. Yeah, our counterspell is not as good as they used to be. Probably gonna bring in one Steadycaster. Fulminator Mages is reasonable against Wandering Funeral. Not Wandering Funeral, or Shambling Man, of course. We're a little bit top heavy here. We're on the draw. I don't want to be squeezed out by these types of effects, so yeah. Gonna go with a little bit less counter magic. Nope. That would be too risky. Okay. Certainly keep. Phyrexian Scriptures. I objectively think that this is actually a good card to have on top. Would of course like to have. Okay, so no Aetherwile yet, which is both good and bad. Definitely gonna need a lightning bolt here. This might all have been a mistake though. If he's playing a Leonian Arbiter here turn 2, then we cannot actually play anything anymore. Oh my goodness. I mean, we couldn't anyway, like with how our draws lined up. I think we're gonna go Thoughtseize, turn 2. He probably has a turn 2 spell, right? I mean, Liliana is super good on turn 3 as his Kolaghan's Command and the other Liliana, so we would have everything that we needed. Oh, we're gonna bottom the Thoughtseize. Like one Thoughtseize against a, say, Thalia or something. Everything else too risky here. Okay, let me see. Thalia, all right. Certainly not a good card to play against, but it could have gone worse. Like this could have gone worse. Just fetching for 1 here for red source. Having a look at his hands. Path, nothing. Alright, so we need 1 land, 1 additional land, and we're good, or a removal spell. And I'm actually happy here. Thalia, of course, very strong, but that's a Ghost Quarter we knew about. Come on, deck. Come on. Land. Very good, very good. Alright. I think that's good. Yes. He's down a land. We're taking black here. Playing Polluted Delta. Not being able to play anything, but then go for Liliana and have a blowout turn. Blowout. Unless you play something now. That wouldn't be good. But maybe, you know, he's stuck with at least 1 land and 2 paths in hand. So maybe he doesn't have it yet. Oh, he has something. Well, that's Tidal Scholar. And that is pretty good. Let's see what he takes. Phyrexian Scriptures doesn't kill Tidal Scholar. I think the only creature in his deck that it doesn't kill. So it does have its downsides, right? Its downsides. Yeah, he had to take Kolaghan's Command because we could have otherwise just killed both of them. Blood Crypt here, fetch for blue there. I think that's the best line here. Then kill the Thalia with Liliana, have Liliana as backup. But this one ticks up, this one ticks down, that's why that's better. Kill the Thalia, that little annoying girl. Wanted to say a different word at first, but then kept myself from doing so. Alright, Tidal Scholar, what are you gonna do? Attacking Liliana. So she's soaking up damage here already, which is pretty neat for us. Michoy. Oh my goodness, another Tidal Scholar. Well, this is a problem. This actually is a problem. Now he's taking Liliana. We can... Or maybe he doesn't know Phyrexian Scriptures, and... Yeah, well... Alright. Well. You know. This might also just make him concede. Do you see that glitch in the Matrix where all of a sudden Eldrazi Displacer appeared out of nowhere? Alright, so as I said before already, like Phyrexian Scriptures and Kolaghan's Command complement each other very well. Alright. So, 4-1. a pretty decent league. Started off really bad, but that's a matchup I think is close to unwinnable. I also have to say that like when Storm, like years ago when Storm was still playing Pyromancer Ascension instead of, you know, having Baral, I was having a much harder time dealing with it than I do now, or we do now. Yeah, so that's it. Phyrexian Scriptures was close to having an impact one game, but wasn't cast after all. Still happy with the inclusion. I think that we can have enough against artifacts in general that we can deal with it. With the backside of it, the downside. Yeah, so other than that, I hope you enjoyed the league. I had a lot of fun here. I'm gonna be online tomorrow morning, streaming as usual. Come join me and have a good day, guys.